Namaste. Again, for those of you who I haven't met yet, my name is Shannon, and we are diving into the practices of the 7 spiritual laws of success. Today is Saturday, and we are going to be exploring the law of Dharma. The mantra for today is Om Varunam Namah. Om Varunam Namah. This law of Dharma states that our unique gifts are in service of the world, and my life is in harmony with cosmic law. Om Varunam Namah. My life is in harmony with cosmic law. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat if you haven't done so already. Feeling your sitting bones ground underneath you, your spine, creating a nice long and strong arch all the way from your sitting bones to your crown. As you begin to dive deeper into your breath, allowing the breath to center you, to bring you back to your true self, bringing you back to this self that is consciousness, that is awareness, that is infinite, unbounded, unlimited possibilities. This self that lies in the heart space. Some may call it soul. Some may call it spirit. Some may call it Brahman, Atman. There's many different names for this. But this inner light and this inner love that resides in our heart space is within you and within me, within every being. It is energy, it is consciousness, it is awareness. As you continue to breathe, feel the breath enter in through your nose and exit out through your mouth. Feeling the different sensations, the cold, the warmth, the feelings in the chest, the contraction and expansion of the ribs, the rising and the falling of the tummy. Allow yourself to get lost in the breath as you return to this wholeness, to this truth. As you return to the present moment with your full attention and intention. Taking 2 more deep cleansing breaths at your own pace, allowing them to let you arrive in the now. Release the need to be doing and accept yourself for this human being that you are. Accept this being right now. Let go of any tension or stress you may be holding on from today and fully allow yourself to arrive. Gently begin to flutter your eyes open. Again, thank you for joining me today in this practice. The law of Dharma. So we have been exploring a new law each day, and each day we are sort of building on top of the next, or the law from the day before, and they all are so interrelated. So if you haven't tuned in to any of the other days, I definitely encourage you to do so, to kind of catch up to speed. With that being said, we'll jump right into Dharma. So Again, the mantra today is Om Varunam Namah. Om Varunam Namah. Now, people get confused a lot between dharma and karma. We spoke earlier in the week, I believe on Wednesday, about the law of karma. Karma is energy. Karma is the law of energy, action and reaction. Dharma is much different. Dharma is the law of living your life's purpose. And just saying that can cause a lot of stress and worry and, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to live my life's purpose, or how am I going to ever know what my life's purpose is? I know for me, it has been something that was overwhelming, especially living in the Western world. We often can figure out something that would make us so joyous and so happy that we wish we could do forever if money weren't an object. But the problem is, in our society, money has to be an object to some degree. We have to eat and pay our bills and meet our basic survival needs. So a lot of people feel very disheartened or discouraged when it comes to this concept of dharma. So the question is, how can I possibly, well, let's rewind a bit. So how can we find what our dharma is? How can we find what our life's purpose is? The first thing that I recommend doing to figure this out is sitting with yourself in silence, cultivating a meditation practice, sitting with yourself for at least 30 minutes a day. I know when I started meditating twice a day, I definitely started out 10 or 15 minutes and slowly increased from there. And just know that any time in silence is better than nothing. And if you don't have time for meditation or this prolonged length of silence, know that the breath work is just as powerful. It's different, but it is a beautiful vehicle for change. It brings you back to the present moment. It centers you in your truth. And it really connects you to this cosmic order to allow these answers from the universe that you're seeking come to you with this effortless ease. So when you plant these seeds of intention, when you plant your desires into this field, they manifest on a instantaneous level when you are in flow, in flux, when you're living in bliss and you're living in this grace. How do we begin to live in grace? We begin by cultivating this meditation practice, by sitting with ourselves. So this law sort of starts with the law of intention and desire, where we really sit down and get silent with ourselves and figure out what our deepest desires are. I spoke a little bit about this previously in the video about intention and desire, and speaking to coming from a place that is authentic, coming from a place from the level of the heart, from the level of the soul, rather than the level of the mind and the ego. Now, we may ask, how do we do that, or how do we know that we are doing that? And the important way to find out is we want to find goals that aren't just in service of ourselves. We know that we're aligned with cosmic law when we are doing things for the betterment of the masses, of everyone. So the goal in finding our dharma is really to get silent, to listen to these messages from the universe that will come to us at the most random of times, and you'll be just amazed at what comes to you once you start getting silent with yourself. I mentioned this previously as well, but something that begins to happen is called synchronicities. When you get silent with yourself and you start slowing down and tuning into the physical body, if we are quiet enough, we can hear the messages from our physical body. These are very subtle, energetic vibrations. Simply like if we're sick, we can potentially know that we're sick way before we even get sick if we are quiet enough and slowed down enough. and we are centered in being. Same thing goes for with our dharma. We can, if we get silent and quiet with ourselves, we can really be open and receptive to receive these divine messages that can lead us in exactly the right direction or exactly where we're meant to go, which we may not even know that that's where we wanted to go. So, number one, get silent with yourself. Cultivate that meditation practice. Number two, you want to ask yourself these questions from the level of the soul. What are my unique gifts? How can I contribute to the greater good? How can I serve? How can I help others? And you want to really figure out what every person has something unique to offer. What is it that you have to offer that brings you bliss and joy? What is it that you would want to do for the rest of your life if you didn't have to pay bills or if money wasn't an object? And that's really where you begin to figure out your dharma or your life's purpose. Now, don't be too hard on yourself trying to, intellectualize this again. We don't want to think about it too much. We want to come from our heart again, not from our thoughts and our intellectualization of what we're trying to figure out. So we want to give ourselves time for this to unfold. It's not like we're going to sit down one day and have everything figured out right away. We have an idea of what we may want, or one thing, and then we continue to meditate, and all these answers spontaneously emerge, and messages come from the universe to us that lead us in exactly the right direction. Another thing that is important to do is to continue to, again, continue to reevaluate these, reevaluate what your unique gifts are throughout the process of figuring out your life's purpose. And I know something that was very stressful for me was I found what my life's purpose was, and I've always known that my purpose was to serve and to help others, which is why I became a nurse. And for me, along this path of self-discovery, I have figured out a deeper meaning in how I can serve and how I can give back and fully meet my life's dharma, my unique gifts, and offer them up. But as I continue to learn and evolve and grow, this dharma continues to change and evolve and grow also, which is super exciting and powerful and beautiful. But as I was saying, something that was very concerning or stressful for me at first was, okay, so I figured out what my life's purpose is. Now, how am I going to do this and quit my job and do this full time? And Deepak really points to the fact that we don't have to quit our other job. This can be, our life's purpose doesn't have to be our job, our career. It can simply be a hobby. I know for Deepak, one of his hobbies is throwing events or just throwing parties, and so he brings that into his life, even though that's not his career or his job of any sorts. But he does that because that is a unique gift of his, and that fulfills him. And when I heard this, I was so excited. Like, okay, so much weight is lifted off my shoulders. I don't have to give up everything and figure out how I'm going to make money doing this forever. And, a lot of times when we bring the stress of money and paying bills and all of that into our joy, into our bliss, it can actually get in the way of that bliss and that joy. So I think it's almost better sometimes to have this passion and have this dharma, this life's purpose, but also have something else on the side that helps you pay the bills that you can compartmentalize over there. So with that being said, I would like us to practice this stillness, this silence, and bring in this field of unlimited possibilities. Connect to this silence, connect to our consciousness, and to our witnessing awareness in the practice of meditation. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat if you have not or are not in one already. Maybe you need to move around a bit, stretch it out. Move your neck around. Whatever you need to do to arrive. And when you have done so, again, let your sitting bones ground into the surface beneath you. Your spine is long and strong, beautiful and proud. As you inhale, feel your collarbones spread open as your heart and your light and love shine open. Again, in this energy of giving, receiving, of being open and receptive to whatever the universe may give to you, whatever may come your way. Let's take 2 deep inhales and exhales, again connecting to your body and your breath in an organic way. As we enter into our meditation practice, release any tension, release any expectation, any judgment, any criticism you may have on yourself. Allow yourself to be with yourself and send yourself kindness, compassion, and love for exactly where you are at this moment. None of us are perfect. Maybe today is going to be more of a challenging meditation. Maybe it's going to be a blissful, easy one. Either way, you showed up, you gave your best self, and you did so with authenticity and love. And that's really all that matters. If at any time you become distracted by your thoughts, simply bring yourself and your awareness back to the mantra. Om Varunam Namah. Om Varunam Namah. My life is in harmony with cosmic law. I'll mind the time and let you know when our meditation is over. Om Varunam Namah. Repeat it silently to yourself. Om Varunam Namah. Slowly begin to release the mantra, coming back to the breath, back to the physical body. And when you're ready, gently flutter open your eyes. I hope you found that enjoyable, peaceful, and if you have been practicing throughout the week, I hope that it's become more accessible and more easeful and blissful, and that it will inspire you to begin to cultivate your own meditation practice daily, because it is such a beautiful practice and really can bring us back to our true self and back to being, and create harmony both in our external life and within our physical body, connecting us back to the intelligence of the body and healing ourselves naturally, and then also connecting ourselves externally to the universal laws and manifesting everything that we want in our lives externally. Not to mention numerous other benefits, but anyways, so let's recap the law of Dharma. First thing we want to do is to get silent, to dive into this field of this infinite possibilities. We want to cultivate this meditation practice so that we can begin to receive these higher messages. We can get in contact with our higher self, and that's when the magic happens. Number 2 is to really be clear, and to, once we get in contact with our higher self, we are coming from this place of truth, coming from a place of our soul, our higher self. Then we can really know that what we are asking for, or what our unique talents are, what our aspirations are actually coming from a place of truth. So we want to figure out what our unique gifts are and how we can share those gifts with the world. So the last thing is, again, finding our unique gift, and then the last thing is figuring out and asking ourselves, how can I serve? How can I serve? Such a beautiful question that I try to ask myself almost every day. Definitely a grounding question before any form of interaction or teaching. It's just it gets you in contact with your higher self. How can I serve? It's taking the ego out of it and coming from the level of the heart. How can I serve? How can I give back? How can I make the world a better place with my uniqueness? That's what's so beautiful about this life, is that all of us are so different and so unique and so beautiful, and have our own beautiful things that we can give back and share with the world. So please find your unique gifts and share them with us, because if you don't, if you hold back, or if you question yourself or with fear and think that your unique gift is not something that is worthwhile, you're wrong, because each of us has something, whether however small, however big, however insignificant you may think it is, it's beautiful, and the world will be a better place for it. So thank you again for being here for this practice today. As we almost come to an end, we have one more day, one more law tomorrow on Sunday. So definitely stay tuned for that. Again, I've mentioned previously, if you want to have any more information, connect with me at all, you can find me on Instagram at soulsearchershan or on my website, gyotihealing.com. podcast.com/blog is where you'll find this video. Again, let's close our physical eyes. Bring our gaze to the space between the eyebrows. This mystic center of intuition, of imagination, of inspiration. It is a space where we can tap into these questions, these deeper knowings and deeper self-reflections of where we want to go and what our unique gifts are, what our life's purpose is. Bringing your hands to prayer, bringing your prayer up to your third eye as we join our voices for the sound of all of creation, the sound of Om. Deep inhale through your nose. Bowing down to this inner cosmic self within you, within me, and within us all. Namaste. Thank you so much. Hopefully you have a beautiful and blessed Saturday, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Thanks.